Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cloudy Sheep and we are playing Rule the Waves. We just won our second war against Russia, took over Cuba from the Russians. Now we are of course in the post-war deficit crisis, but that is due to some extent because of our ships are being rebuilt and we have some financial buffer. So I'm feeling very fine about this. Very nice, finishing our motor torpedo boat squadrons in various countries, or actually various locations of our country. Good. Let me briefly think about our research budget over here. I would like to reduce the importance of some of these things while we are at peace. Just so, because we are very far away from war, I don't think it makes sense to think so much about some of the things that are not giving us a long-term benefit, but more of a short-term benefit. So, in particular, if we want to maybe design another capital ship before the next war, I think it would make sense to have a priority on machinery, armor. See, I'm not sure whether all or nothing armor would fall under this category. I think it would probably fall under ship design. So we're going to keep ship design very high. All of these sort of more gradual improvements here. No, these are really all only percentage savings, right? So yeah, they are nice to have, so we will keep them around. Fire control, yeah, it's always good. This one, yeah, as well. Turret mountings, I think, can be kept on medium. Guns are important, ship design is important, everything else not so much. We have about 4 million deficit, so that means we have about 6 turns worth of stuff, 3 months there, so I think that's all fine. Some of our ships are in reserve status, but I think that is okay. Nevertheless, we smoke floats, okay, nice to see. We are getting some things there. I think we can also spy maybe on Japan, maybe get a nice battle over there. New cruiser from good bill. Yeah, let's increase tensions and the budget a bit. So there we go. Budget seems much more manageable now. And Congress and Constitution, Oregon, Oklahoma, Pueblo, Lexington, and Nevada, and Colorado, and California are finishing their redesign. And that does probably mean we need to get these guys back to reserve fleet. And do we want to do the same for at least the... Oh, is there one missing? Yeah, the Ranger for some reason was delayed. Do we want to put them in reserve? Yeah, I think that's prudent. Constitution and all the more modern ships we will leave as is. That should be. Ranger, unexpected advances in light. See, the moment I quadruple torpedo mounts aren't bad though. The moment I assign a very low priority to fleet tactics and torpedoes and light tactics, and decrease our budget, which it can increase again, I think, we are making all of these advances. So, Ranger, also after you're fit, you can be reserve status. All of this is being constructed, especially the mighty Jefferson, which is lovely. A couple of submarines building. Coastal forts are all in action, so that's fine and dandy. Let's briefly look at things over here. You are building you have actually finished your incomparable 12 16-inch guns. Look at that. So something that we were considering at some point, whether we would maybe want to have a design like that for the Jefferson, which now of course is only 9 16-inch guns, but I think with the good thing that they have now a bit more armor, still a very good secondary battery and tertiary battery unit, so I think that is going to be fine. Money seems to be very fine now, and do we want to build maybe another Sioux class or something along these lines? Now we know, I think we have learned that at some point, that the latest light cruisers of Great Britain. I think we know that these guys here have a speed of 31. Which is of course a big change to the Sioux. If we were to look at this design and think about what it would need to take us to get to 31 knots up here, how much more would that cost? Yeah, it would be about 70 million instead of about 50, 55-ish. And there wouldn't be any additional benefit to that, so I don't think that's a worthwhile shot. Let's take a turn. Very nice. Rangefinder. Yeah, I always gonna buy rangefinder, because fire control is super important. More unexpected advantage in fleet tactics. Very nice to see. I think once the submarines finish, we will have quite a bit of 14-inch guns. 14-inch guns are a very good caliber. I mean, 16-inch guns that we're having now, they are massive. They weigh so much on the one hand, and on the other hand, you know, the rate of fire, as some of you pointed out correctly, is not too great. 14-inch guns really are good quality guns. Let's briefly look at what the other nations use for their main guns. The British dreadnoughts are centering around 14-inch guns or even 12-inch guns, as it seems. Although, interestingly enough, especially their last heavy cruiser, that's a very similar situation to us. And their last battle cruiser has also 16-inch guns, whereas the battleships irritatingly have a comparable range. Yeah, so everyone isn't using that amazing caliber guns. So I honestly think this would be a very nice fit. So we are now having improved 14-inch guns, which is super good. That does mean we can dial down, I think, the research on our own guns slightly. Very lovely to see. Let's take a couple of more turns. Right now we are more or less running at zero budget. I think it's worthwhile to maybe actually send a couple of more ships to reserve. You go to reserve, you go to mothballed. I know it's gonna take a while to work them up again, but I think that's going to be fine. Reason for that is tensions are so low right now that, yeah, I just think it's going to be fine. The Raleigh, what was the next one? I already forgot. I think Paul did, wasn't it? Has it been built yet? No, Providence. Yeah, no. Right, the Raleigh classes. Can we just briefly check you have an improved director, so I think that's all fine. Yeah, good ships. Tacomas were the ones that we were building before that. You have also an improved director. Okay, so we haven't got the improved elevation. Does it even matter for light cruisers? It sort of theoretically does, but I'm not convinced that the change for 6-inch guns is going to be... I don't think it's making sense to fire at that sort of distance. Then again, we can send you to foreign stations. There we go. And maybe look at the San Diego class for a rebuild. So with the 10-inch guns, I think it does make sense to do this. Get an improved director. Your secondary guns, 7-inch guns would be nicer. But maybe let's give it at that. Keep the design costs relatively low. Yeah, I know that. Yes, please do rebuild this for minimal costs. Why are we making money? Because we send all everyone to reserve? Probably. You then go to reserve. There we go. Yep. Who's active? You guys are. You don't need to be. There we go. So these changes are giving us $1 million per month. So that I think is very fine. Still gonna wait a couple of turns because we don't have that many things. For guns below 8 inches in turrets. Nice, nice, very nice to see. Research breakthrough on turrets. And let me check that in a second as well. More anti-submarine warfare. Again, see, you know, anti-submarine warfare was put on low priority here and still it worked out. So turrets and gun launchers. So it first reduced the rate of fire penalty. I didn't quite get that because it was always such a big issue. But that's nice because that now means that if we were to open the design for, say, the Jefferson, we could now, I think, put these guys here into dual mounts, which would, to me, make more sense without getting a penalty. So that would be kind of nice. I think 10 guns on each side, yeah. I like that. I like that very much. Still, you know, I don't have enough reserves for my feeling, so let's wait till we get at least the submarines ready. There's one. No. There's breakthroughs, yeah. Just take a turn. Double mounts, yeah. In terms of light ships, we do have quadruple torpedo mounts, but I'm not that big a fan of torpedo mounts anyway. So watch me build a couple of submarines. Reconstruction, yes, nice. Okay, then you here can go to foreign stations, whereas we are taking you in for a rebuild. There we go, fine. Alright, so submarines are finished, coastal things, nothing on the build there. The Sioux class is going to be finished soon, so let's wait until we see how it turns out. Maybe we can French. That's fine, I don't have a beef with French. Good. So, making 4 millions. That's enough to design a new ship, or build a new ship, which of course we would want to design. In terms of battleship tonnage, we are still very dominant about everyone else, except for Great Britain. We are on par with them. On battlecruisers, we still are not, so I think that is where we need to invest here. Now the Jefferson is a good ship. I'm happy about the design, but you know, with the changes that we've seen, let's open this design and see what we can do better. Now, I think let's look at the gun data over here. Range of 30,000 meters or whatever, or yards, and 12.8 at 25. 12.8 at 25. Let's compare that. Less, but I don't feel it's amazingly so less. I mean, and just look at the weight. It's what in total? 8,000. I don't know. Let's use 14-inch guns. I think that's fine. I think the number of guns is fine too. What might be. We also can dial up our tonnage by quite a bit, and that's going to be very lovely. Let's briefly look at the speed of these ships. 27. Japan has faster ships. Oh no, these are not cruisers. Yeah, so I think 27 is still a very good. Nope, just long, just reliable. Definitely good. Damn it! Why are you always removing the turrets and all that, and the torpedo defenses, which then result in me building something and needing to squeeze it low. Right, and here we already decided maybe to use the sort of layout like this. You must have fire control system because of course it remove that. Right. Director firing, yes. About 24. I mean, these are all improved guns, so I'm pretty happy about that actually. Right. So with the additional weight, I think we would like to increase our ammo a bit, just because, 14-inch guns are less reliable. What if we were to use... No, I think that's fine. Good. Let's increase the belt armor then. By an inch. Deck armor to 3. It's not much. And at that rate, yeah, again, plunging fire will be much more important. Conning tower, I think, should be increased. Turrets, definitely. We don't want any sort of flash fires starting there. Secondaries, 2, I think, is... I don't think you get blown up by explosion of the secondary or by shots into the secondary gun, so I think that should be fine. Still about 600 tons left. Can we squeeze in a bit more? Yeah, we can. 300 tons as a flotation reserve. I like that. I like that. 200 tons maybe. A couple more rounds. Yeah. So it's not a huge revolutionary design, to be honest, but I think it's fine. It doesn't need to be always like that, right? Let me pull up a list for the naming, and oh, come on, wheel drive is being a bit annoying. And of course, as everyone in the US and even Europe knows, this is going to be the medicine. Right, let's check it. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. Massive build costs. But there we go. Yeah, and I think it's going to be fine. I mean, with all this stuff going on. So here we go. Let's try to get a bit more budget. Double gun mounts on destroyers, very nice to see. Enhanced pressure bottle, not sure what that means, but that's fine. Torpedo protection 1. You know, by all means, use that, because I don't think... Watch this go up. Not much. Because I don't think, A, I'm not sure whether we'll be fighting another war with Russia, and B, if we do, torpedoes will not be our primary weapons. Here we go, Providence, Sue has finished working up. No, not with the UK. Good. So, what's being built now? 2 battle cruisers, and the Sue up here has finished working up. Can we actually, do we need to redesign you? I forgot. No, we do have increased ovation. We do have indirect firing, so yeah, no really need to do anything like that. That being said, I think all of these ships are fine. The Providence, certainly a very fine ship. Do we need more of those? Yeah, I think we do. I think with only 2 ships in the class, that's a bit too little. So let's build more of those. And we are going Providence. Oh, you... I cut down the list in between episodes a bit, but it's still way too much. Right. And we are going to name you... What haven't we got so far? Philadelphia we had, I think. Portland, I think we had as well. So, Pittsburgh, certainly. Let's call that Plano after the famous Texan city of Plano. Never heard of that, but it's there. And let's put another one, and that is going to be the Providence class ship. These are really small towns. Port St. Lucie in Florida. I'm not sure whether that will cause any issues, so just gonna remove the pointer. So yeah, I think that's fine. You are still working up. Do you want to maybe put you directly into reserve? Same with the Sioux. I think you're gonna put into reserve for now. That should be fine. Still 1 million loss. Yeah. Certainly we're gonna sell to the Germans. Second Providence, both of you are working up. I'm not sure whether it's important to not interrupt that. I don't think so, but let's see about that. So what are we building? 2 battle cruisers, 2 light cruisers. At some point we need to think about another battleship. But certainly not until now, maybe when the Jefferson has finished. Our ships are getting a bit older, I feel. That being said, I think this is a very nice time to put in a cut and see whether we can't get the Jefferson finished, see whether it can reach its designed speed and all that, and see about a new battleship next time. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again then. Bye bye.